and regulations that will take effect immediately. 1. Keep your immediate surrounding clean. Take responsibility throughout the state. They will assess compliance levels and provide guidance to those who may need assistance with proper waste disposal practices. Please cooperate with them. 3. Activities of private waste managers in the state have been banned forthwith until an appropriate operational permits are obtained from the Ministry of Waste Management and Resource Innovations. 4. Illegal dumping of waste by any private waste managers shall henceforth attract a fine of 350,000 naira only and their utility truck confiscated. 5. Illegal dumping of waste by an individual shall henceforth attract a fine of 150,000 naira only. 6. Cleanliness starts from your home. Be a part of the solution and not part of the pollution. If you can't clean up your surroundings, then don't make it dirty. 1. Who maintains cleanliness keep away diseases. Follow cleanliness to kill.
Good evening, everyone, and a happy Friday to all our viewers all over the world. Welcome to the broadcast of news at 9 p.m. on SOM TV, the pulse of the nation. You can also follow us on Facebook at SOM TV and on YouTube at SOM TV Live. Now the major headlines. National news. Suspended Rivers Governor Fubara praises President Tinubu's intervention in Rivers crisis. Intervention while INEC schedules Ekiti and Osun governorship election for 2026. Atiku, alongside students group, condemns exam delays, with the House of Representatives summoning WAEC over irregularities as Governor Zulum of Borno pledges scholarship and financial aid to CJTF families after the IED attack. Nigerian Air Force strike Boko Haram hideout in Bita in ground clearance, ongoing as Owerri shut down on the IPOB sit-at-home order with heavy security deployment. International news. France to enforce outdoor smoking ban near children's areas from July 2025 as Treasury Secretary says U.S.-China trade talks stall but optimistic for high-level engagements. Business news. Tinubu launches 100 billion naira National Credit Guarantee Company to boost MSME financial as NABSA and House Committee vows strict enforcement of free trade zones for transparency and growth. Entertainment news. Davido joyfully reunites with child after 2 years custody battle as singer Simi celebrates daughter Dija's 5th birthday with heartfelt tribute. Sport news. Federal Capital Territory finishes 8th with 39 medals at 2025 National Sport Festival. Delta tops medal table with 337 medals as Ogun State hosts successful National Sport Festival showcasing Nigerians' talents. I'm Bridget James. And now the news in full. Suspended Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has pressed President Bola Tinubu for intervening to resolve the state's political crisis. Following Tinubu's declaration of a state of emergency and suspensions of key officials in March 2025, Fubara said the president's action prevented further chaos. He confirmed ongoing peace and reconciliation efforts, including with former Governor Nyesom Wike, and assured that government functions will soon be restored. Fubara thanked supporters for their loyalty and urged everyone to embrace peace for the state's progress. The Independent National Electoral Commission has scheduled the Ekiti governorship election for Saturday, June 20th, 2026, and the Osun governorship election for Saturday, August 8th, 2026. INEC Chairman Yakubu Mahmood announced the dates during the swearing-in of 6 new resident electoral commissioners whose appointments were recently approved by the National Assembly. Mahmood also stated that preparations are underway for by-elections to fill vacant seats in the National Assembly and state houses of assembly. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and the National Association of Nigerian Students condemned the poor coordinations and delay during the 2025 exam, calling for a receipt of affected papers. WAEC blamed the disruptions on efforts to prevent exam malpractice, citing logistical and security challenges. Videos showed students writing exam late at night by lantern and phone light, with some exam halls collapsing. The House of Representatives Committee has summoned WAEC to explain the irregularities or face sanctions. While some states reported smooth exam, many schools struggle with late question papers and power outages, prompting video spread public outrage and call for better exam management. Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum has pledged full scholarship for the children of 8 civilians Joint Task Force members killed in IED explosions along Dikwa Mate route. During a condolence visit in Maiduguri on Thursday, Zulum also announced 5 million naira in immediate financial assistance to each bereaved family. He praised the victim as martyrs who sacrificed their lives defending their communities and assured their families that their bravery would be remembered. Government officials, including the Deputy Speaker of the State House of Assembly, accompanied the governor on the visit. In a related development, the Nigerian Air Force, through Operation Hardin Kai, has carried out successful airstrike on Boko Haram terrorists in Bita, Borno State, killing numerous insurgents and destroying their hideouts. The operation, conducted in the early hours of Friday, was described as a major step in weakening the group's capabilities. According to NAF spokesperson, Air Commander Ehimen Ejodame, Group 4s have begun clearance operations to consolidate on the air assault. The Air Force reaffirmed its commitment to national security and ensuring terrorists have no safe haven in the country. Economic and social activities in Owerri, Imo State, came to a standstill on Friday as residents observed a sit-at-home order issued by proscribed indigenous people of Biafra in remembrance of Biafra Day. Despite the assurances and warning from security agencies urging residents to ignore the directive, streets, markets, schools, and banks remain deserted. There was a heavy deployment of security personnel across the state with joint patrols by various agencies, including the Army, Police, and DSS. Police spokesperson Henry Okoye warned against any attempt to enforce the order, assuring the public of their safety and urging vigilance. In a related development, the Imo State Commissioner of Police, Aboki Danjuma, has urged residents to ignore the sit-at-home order issued by Ban Indigenous People of Biafra and Eastern Security Network for Biafra Heroes Day. Despite the directive, which saw markets shut and streets deserted, Danjuma assured that security forces have been deployed across all 27 local government areas to prevent threats or attack. The police warned that anyone attempting to enforce the order or disrupt peace will face prosecution. Residents were encouraged to remain vigilant and report suspicious activities to the authorities. Let's take a brief commercial break. We'll be right back with more exciting updates on Super Media Television. Please don't go away.
I am a Zimbabwean girl, but I grew up in South Africa, and I'm currently at my family home in Zimbabwe in hopes of connecting deeper to my roots. I came back here to do that because I think that's an important thing to do as an artist and in that journey. With that being said, I am a writer and a director, and I'm so excited to be part of the Terror of 2025 podcast in order to talk about my directorial debut, a documentary called Forgotten: The Human Cost of Homelessness. About the documentary focuses on a select group of homeless people in Silverton in Pretoria, but deals with issues that are faced by these homeless people all over the world. The documentary's aim is to foster empathy for the homeless populations of the world. I find that many times, or these days, people have become so desensitized to the issue of homelessness, so much so that they find it very easy to walk by homeless people, forgetting that these are not non-playable characters. They are real people going through real issues, and I wanted their stories to be heard. In the documentary, we have the homeless population, talk about it.
Welcome back. Also, Finnish authorities have begun the terrorism trials of Simeon Ekpa, a Finnish politician and Biafra activist, at the Pajat Home District Court. Ekpa was arrested in November 2024 on charges including incitement to violence and terrorism, financing related to his successionist activities in Nigeria's southeast. Prosecutors are seeking a 6-year prison sentence, citing extensive evidence of his online activities. Ekpa denied the allegation during interrogation. The Biafra Republic government in exile, which recognized Ekpa as its prime minister, declared a 2-day lockdown in southeast to mark his court appearance, honoring him as a hero for the Biafran cause. The defense headquarters has rejected Amnesty International's recent report on Nigerians' insecurity, labeling it misleading and lacking proper context. Defense spokesperson Major General Marcus Kenya criticized the report for sweeping generalizations and unverified statistics, emphasizing the military's successes, including neutralizing over 5,000 insurgents, recovering 1,200 abductees, and reclaiming more than 350 communities. The DHQ also disputed casualty and displaced figures for Benue, Plateau, and other states, calling them exaggerated and inconsistent with official data. Similarly, the Office of the National Security Advisor, led by Malam Nuhu Ribadu, has invited Amnesty International Nigerian for a consultative meeting following their report accusing the government of failing to protect citizens from armed attack. The report claims over 10,000 deaths and hundreds of displaced villages in 2 years, with Benue and Plateau worst affected. The federal government, through Information Minister Alhaji Mohammed Idris, dismissed the report as sensationalist and lacking credible evidence. UNSA's National Counter-Terrorism Center described the report as misleading and urged Amnesty to delay publications pending discussions. Amnesty International confirmed receipt of the invitation and defended its findings. The meeting aimed to address discrepancies and improve security reporting. The Lagos Command of the Nigerian Immigration Service has handed over Obi Levi Obieze, a suspect wanted for abductions and alleged ritual killings, to the state's police command. Obieze, also known as Levi Obu Onyeka, was arrested on May 29 at the Baji checkpoint while attempting to flee the country. He is accused of abducting a 13-year-old girl in Enugu State who was later rescued from a shrine linked to him. Authorities confirmed his identity through a national ID slip and stated that he confessed during initial interrogation. The police have launched further investigations. The death toll from flash floods in Mokwa, Niger State, has risen to 88, according to the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA. Torrential rain on Wednesday night destroyed over 50 homes, leaving many residents dead or missing. Rescue operations are ongoing, with officials warning the toll could increase. The Niger State Emergency Management Agency reported that 36 bodies had initially been recovered, with additional discoveries expected. Authorities attribute the disaster to heavy rainfall, poor infrastructure, and blocked waterways. The Nigerian Meteorological Agency had earlier warned of flash floods in several states, including Niger. In the light of that, the Nigeria Governors Forum has expressed condolences to the Niger State government over the recent flood disaster in Mokwa local government area, which claimed at least 21 lives and cost-intensive property damage. In a statement signed by NGF Chairman and Kwara State Governor Abdurrahman Abdurrazak, the forum described the incidents as devastating and pledged support to the affected families and the state. The forum also commended the state's response effort and stressed the need for stronger climate change mitigation measures in collaboration with federal emergency agencies. The federal government has reaffirmed its commitment to youth empowerment and social inclusion as key to Nigeria's development. At the launch of the Good Governance Advocacy Program, officials highlighted the importance of engaging young people who make up over 60% of the population and called for entrepreneurship education to foster opportunity creation. The initiative aimed to promote transparency, accountability, and policy reforms to support youth participation and social inclusion across the country. Katsina State Governor Diko Umar Rada has urged residents to support security efforts by providing information to help apprehend bandits. He highlighted progress through community initiative and government's collaboration, but emphasized that more work remains. The administration is also tackling root causes like poverty and unemployment by investing in agriculture, enterprise, and health care. Rada called for unity and vigilance to ensure lasting peace and development. In Sokoto State, security has notably improved under Governor Ahmed Aliu's leadership, especially in areas formerly affected by banditry. Celebrating 2 years in office, the government cited enhanced patrols, reinstated security personnel's allowances, and the creation of the Sokoto State Community Guard Corps, a special security committee led by Deputy Governor, coordinate with community and traditional leaders. The launch of an air surveillance unit and multi-agency operations have led to the neutralizations of bandits and weapon seizures. Official credit community corporations for the gain and urge continued vigilance as Aliyu commits to sustaining peace. Adamawa State Governor Amadou Fintiri has started a 19.9 billion naira project to build the Yola International Conference and Event Center, aiming to boost investment, job creation, and revenue. He emphasized the government's focus on development and dismissed political distractions, pledging to prioritize governance and deliver on the people's mandates. The Pharmaceutical Wholesalers and Distributors Association of Nigeria urged the government to fully implement the 2012 National Drug Distribution Guidelines to combat fake drugs and improve the supply chain. Recent market closure revealed weaknesses in the current system. NAFDAC and other regulatory bodies stress the need for collaboration among all stakeholders to ensure a secure and professional drug distribution network. Kunmi Mustafa, former PDP chairman in Oyo State, has endorsed Governor Seyi Makinde for Nigeria's presidency in 2027. Speaking in Ibadan to mark Makinde's 6th anniversary as governor, Mustafa praised Makinde's leadership and development achievements in the state, including urban renewal, education, health, agriculture, and workers' welfare. He described Makinde as a courageous leader with a vision comparable to that of Pa Obafemi Awolowo. Mustafa urged Nigerians to support genuine politicians who prioritize citizens' welfare and called on Makinde to begin preparation for the 2027 presidential race. He also commended PDP national leaders for their efforts in party unity. The People's Redemption Party has urged the National Assembly to reject President Tinubu's new loan request, warning that excessive borrowing and poor transparency are worsening Nigeria's economy problem. PRP's Falalu Bello criticized the government for mismanaging funds and increasing debt without delivering development. He highlighted strong domestic revenue potentials and called for better fiscal discipline, transparency, and reform to protect Nigerians' future. Thousands of Zamfara residents participated in a walk for peace in Gusau to commemorate the 2nd anniversary of Governor Dauda Lawal's administration. The event aimed to promote unity and highlight significant improvements in security across the state. Governor Lawal expressed satisfaction with the large turnout, describing it as a clear sign of public support for ongoing efforts to combat banditry and violence. He credited his administration's strategic investments in security, including empowering troops, enhancing intelligence gathering, and collaborating with relevant agencies for reclaiming previously versatile areas and reopening major roads. The peace walk reflected a growing sense of stability and communal resolve in a state long plagued by insecurity, signaling caution, optimism about the future. Honorable Bulus Ilia, a close associate of former House Speaker Yakubu Dogara, has praised President Bola Tinubu for appointing Dogara as chairman of the National Credit Guarantee Company Limited, despite Dogara's earlier criticism of Tinubu's before the election. Ilia described the appointment as generous and expressed confidence in Dogara's leadership to strengthen the company and contribute to national development. He highlighted Dogara's extensive legislative and public service experience as key to guiding the NCGC during a critical period for Nigeria's economy. The The NCGC aimed to reduce lending risks and improve access to credit for MSMEs, manufacturers, and consumers. Ilia also called for continued prayers for President Tinubu's wisdom and leadership. The leadership of 4 Nigerian Students Association has raised concerns over unpaid allowances for students involved in the Student Industrial Work Experience Scheme since 2018, describing the situation as a source of hardship and discouragement. At a joint press conference, a representative from NANS, and NANSES commended the new Industrial Training Fund Director General Dr. Afeez Oluwatoyin for efforts to resolve the issues. They highlight recent improvements including prompt payments plans, enhanced supervision, cancellations of logbook fees replaced by digital e-logbook system, student representations in CWES committee, and measures to reduce fraud. The student leaders also thanked President Bola Tinubu for appointing a committee ITF head, renewing hope in program's future. Gombe State spends about 600 million naira annually on renting properties for its ministers, departments, and agencies. According to Head of Service Ahmed Kashimu Abdullahi, he praised Governor Inuwa Yaya's initiative to build a new state secretariat, which will reduce the state's reliance on rented offices scattered across the capital and vulnerable to eviction. Abdullahi also commended the governor for settling 17 billion naira over 21 billion naira gratuity backlog and prioritizing workers' welfare through regular salary and pension payments. The Cross River State House of Assembly has enacted the Rural Access Road Authority Bill 2025, establishing an authority to oversee the planning, constructions, rehabilitations, and maintenance of rural roads across the state. The bill, sponsored by House Leader Right Honorable Francis Asukwo, received unanimous support after detailed review by the Transport and Marine Services Committee. The committee highlighted the crucial role of rural roads in boosting economic growth, trade, and agricultural productivity, noting past challenges with poor construction and funding. The new law aims to improve transport link for farmers and rural communities, supporting income generations and food security. Speaker Right Honorable Albert Ayambam praised the legislator and Governor Basi Otu for their commitment to rural development under the People First agenda. The International Society Civil Liberties and Rule of Law has called on NAFDAC to refund over 3 billion naira allegedly collected from traders at the Onitsha drug market, following its prolonged closure. The society claims that between 3,500 and 3,800 traders were forced to pay fees of up to 700,000 naira each to reopen their shops, and demanded the refunds be made with 20% interest. The group condemned what is described as extortionist charges imposed by NAFDAC, while clarifying its support for legitimate drug dealers and rejections of counterfeit product traders. The federal government and the International Fund for Agricultural Development have commenced the homologizations of Nigeria's National Farmers Registry to improve agricultural planning and support. The initiative, supported by HIFIA Foundations and housed in the Ministry of Agriculture, aimed to provide real-time geotag and disaggregated data on farmers. Officials, they emphasized that the digital registry will enhance transparency, target intervention, and eliminate inefficiencies. Farmers will be linked to government services through a G2P card for direct access to input finance and market opportunities. The Minister of Youth Development, Ayodele Olawande, has announced that a digital registration portal for the long-awaited National Youth Conference will be launched in the coming days. Speaking on Channels TV, Olawande acknowledged youth impatience but emphasized the need for thorough planning. The conference, originally announced by President Tinubu in October 2024, will unfold in phases from local constituencies to a national summit and aim to foster youth-led dialogue and policy input. Olawande assured that outcome will be formally presented to the Federal Executive Council, stressing transparency, inclusivity, and actionable results. The House of Representatives Committee on Land Transport has ordered the Nigerian Railway Corporations and the Railway Property Management Company Limited to suspend all property sales and leases pending on investigations into alleged procedural abuses. Committee Chair Blessing Enu issued the directive following a meeting with key stakeholders, citing reports of indiscriminate property transactions and evictions of staff and pensioners. Property under scrutiny span multiple states, including Kano, Lagos, and Kaduna. Ono criticized long-term leases of up to 75 years and affirmed the committee's commitment to ensuring due process under Section 88 and 89 of the Constitution. The Executive Secretary of the National Board for Technical Education, Professor Idris Bagaje, has criticized the Academic Staff Union of Universities for opposing plans to upgrade polytechnics to degree-awarding institutions. Speaking in Abuja, Bagaje defended the introductions of Bachelor of Technology Honours degree, asserting that polytechnics are not observant to universities, but operates independently with a focus on character, learning, and skills. He urged ATSU to address issues within the university system and allow polytechnics to evolve to better serve Nigerians' industrial development. Edo State Governor Senator Monday Okpeyolo has launched an amnesty program aimed at reducing cult-related violence in the state. The initiative invites cultists to renounce their affiliations, surrender illegal weapons, and reintegrate into society through training and empowerment. A technical committee will oversee the rehabilitation process, focusing on skill acquisition to support long-term social reintegration. The governor emphasized collaboration with community leaders to restore peace in violence-prone areas like Oko, Oroma, Omanga, and Ogbagbi, highlighting the economic losses from cult violence, estimated at $1 billion annually. This move follows Okpeyolo's intensified campaign against cultism, including property demoralizations and increased police arrest of suspected cult members. The Court of Appeal in Abuja has overturned a federal high court ruling from Kano that sought to halt the October 2024 local government election. Justice Onyewumi ruled that the Federal High Court lacked jurisdictions over the matter, dismissing the All Progressive Congress claim that the Kano State Independent Electoral Commission chairman and the commissioner were biased due to affiliations with the New Nigerian People Party. The appeal court affirmed the legitimacy of the elections, stating that local government election disputes fall outside the Federal High Court constitutional authorities. Rep. Peter Akpanke of Cross Rivers Abuti, Apambilo, Bekwara Federal Constituency has defected from the PDP to the All Progressive Congress. publicly endorsing Governor Basi Otu and President Bola Tinubu for second term. Speaking at a press conference with the Cross River APC caucus, Akpanke pressed their achievements and cited ongoing PDP crisis as reasons for switch. Senator Williams Etang, APC caucus chairman from Cross River, also commended Tinubu's national project and Otu's state development, urging early support to allow them focus on governance ahead of the 2027 election. FCT Minister Nyesom Wike has pledged major reform to improve Abuja's public transport, focusing on reducing roadside park and enhancing security through better regulations of buses and taxis. Former Governor Samuel Orton praised Wike's achievements and urged support for President Tinubu's renewed hope agenda to tackle Nigerians' challenges. Let's take a brief commercial break. Don't change the channel. We'll be right back with more exciting updates on Super Media Television. Please don't go away.
Water is life, a truth echoing across Taraba State. But for Governor Abu Kefas, this phrase transcends survival. It is a promise to share prosperity rooted in a bold 5-point agenda to transform Taraba into a beacon of progress. Under Dr. Habu Kefas' leadership as governor, Taraba State is investing in its people. With the state government funding every loan, a partnership with the African Development Bank, through the Inclusive Basic Service Delivery and Livelihood Empowerment Integration Program, IBSDLEI, it is turning the 5-point agenda into reality. Let's journey through its impact.
This program is a lifeline by aligning with the governance 5-point agenda. We are not just building boreholes, we are rebuilding communities.
Taraba's water crisis once mirrored its deep struggles. Dilapidated schools, healthcare infrastructure, and fractured peace. Now, over 471 boreholes, hand pumps, and solar-powered are spread across Taraba State, granting access to potable drinking water for over 200,000 households.
This water program in Taraba State has improved access to safe drinking water for over 761,000 people and sanitation for many through 690 boreholes constructed and rehabilitated, 84 toilets constructed, 28 community certified open defecation free. Also, 15 number solar power boreholes with K2 troughs are at different stages of completion across Taraba State to reduce header and farmer clashes.
I thank God because some people remember us waiting for this place. Sometime last year we buy water on this gallon, 1,000 naira, they buy it. But since this water come now, whenever they buy water this year where we there. So because of that, I thank these people who remember us to do this thing.
Muna wahala sosai. Muna tafiya har maternity can mu je mu ɗeba ruwan sha a wurin ɗi. Sai kuma rijiya ma mutane suna yawa, muna wahalan ɗeban ruwa karfe 2 na dare mu tashi mu je mu jira layi kafin mu samu ruwa. Amma da an gera mana wannan gaskiya mun ji daɗi sosai.
Education and healthcare form the heart of Governor Kefas' agenda. 3 model primary schools in Bandawa,
Welcome back. We are glad you're still here with us. And coming up next are the international business, sports, and entertainment news. On the international news, starting July 1st, 2025, France will enforce the smoking ban in outdoor areas frequented by children, including beaches, parks, bus stops, school entrances, and sport venues. Health and Family Minister Catherine Varin emphasized the policy's goal to safeguard children's rights to clean air. Violators may face fines up to 135 euros. The ban includes electronics, cigarettes, and outdoor cafe terrace. France, where 35% of the population smokes, already restricted smoking in most indoors public spaces. Meanwhile, U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent reported that trade negotiations between the United States and China are currently stalled but anticipates renewed talk in the coming week. He suggested that the direct call between President Donald Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping could help move discussions forward. This follows a recent agreement to pose tariff for 90 days, with both countries temporarily reducing import duties. Bassens expressed optimism that engagements at the highest level will help revive progress in trade talks. On business news, President Bola Tinubu has launched the National Credit Guarantee Company with a starting capital of 100 billion naira to improve access to finance for micro, small, and medium enterprises. Former Speaker Yakubu Dogara was appointed chairman, with Bonaventure Akumo as managing director and CEO. The initiative aimed to the risk lending and expand credit to MSMEs, manufacturers, and consumers nationwide. The presidency described the move as a key step towards economic growth, job creation, and financial inclusion, especially for youth and women. Appointment to the new company takes immediate effect. In a related development, the Nigerian Exports Processing Zone Authority and the House Committee on Public Accounts have pledged to strictly enforce regulations governing free trade zones to maximize government remittance. Following inspections of key sites such as the Dangote Refinery and Lagos Free Zones, the managing director of the Nigerian Export Processing Zone Authority emphasized the need for transparency and called for broader expansion of the scheme. The committee commended the zone for attracting investments but stressed the importance of full compliance and action on inactive zones to promote industrial growth and ensure fiscal accountability. On entertainment news, Nigerian music superstar Davido has joyfully announced his reunion with his child after more than 2 years of separation caused by a legal custody battle with the child's mother. The dispute arose when the mother sought to relocate abroad, leading to a court ruling that temporarily restricted Davido's access. The emotional reunion took place during an intimate dinner at businessman's Cubana chief priest residence. In a video shared by Cubana, Davido is seen arriving and excitedly telling his friends, "I don't collect my pikin back." A declaration filled with relief and happiness. This moment marks a significant turning point in the singer's family life, receiving warm congratulations from fans and well-wishers. Nigerian singer Simi celebrated her daughter's Dija's 5th birthday on May 30th, sharing heartfelt photos on Instagram. She described Dija as her little light, with a big heart, voice, and energy, expressing gratitude to God for blessing her with such a special child. Simi prayed for Dija's prosperity, long life, and fulfillment of purpose, signing off her tribute as Mommy, Sky Girl. Meanwhile, former Big Brother Niger contestant Chomzy marked a milestone after her husband, Rich Figo, gifted her a new home in Lekki, Lagos. Sharing the news on Instagram, Chomzy called her husband a prayer answered and expressed deep love and appreciation. Fans and celebrities flooded the post with congratulations, celebrating the couple's joyful moments. On sport news, Team Federal Capital Territory finished 8th at the 2024 National Sport Festival held in Ogun State, securing a total of 39 medals across various sports. Although the medal count was lower than their 59 medals in 2022, FTT improved their overall ranking by 1 place. Team Delta continued their dominance, topping the medal table with 337 medals, including 126 gold. Horse State Ogun came second with 238 medals, followed close by Bayelsa in third with 228 medals. Team Rivers, Edo, Oyo, Lagos, Osun, and Akwa Ibom rounded out the top 10. The festival remains Nigeria's premier multi-sport event, showcasing talent and fostering national unity. That's all for this edition of News at 9 p.m. from SOM TV. Before we go, here is a recap of the major headlines. Certainly, here is the refreshed version of News Recap using conjunctions to improve flows and cohesion. And that brings us to a close with the major stories making headlines today. Suspended Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has praised President Bola Tinubu for his intervention in resolving the state political crisis, while INEC has announced that the Ekiti and Osun governorship election will hold in 2026. Furthermore, former Vice President Atiku and students group have condemned the widespread delays during the 2025 WAEC, as the House of Representatives has summoned WAEC over exam irregularities, and Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum has pledged scholarship and financial support to families of CJTF members killed in a recent IED attack. We also brought a report that the Nigerian Air Force has carried out airstrike on Boko Haram hideouts in Bita, and ground troops are now conducting clearance operations, while Owerri was brought to a standstill on the IPOB's sit-at-home order, despite the heavy deployment of security forces. On the international front, France will begin enforcing a ban on smoking in outdoor areas near children starting July 2025, and U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent has confirmed that trade talks with China are currently stopped, but he remains optimistic that renewed engagements between both nations' leaders could revive negotiation. In business news, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has launched the 100 billion naira National Credit Guarantee Company to boost access to finance for MSMEs, and NEPSA, along with the House Committee on Public Accounts, they have pledged strict enforcement of free trade zone regulations to ensure greater transparency and economic growth. From the world of entertainment, music star Davido has joyfully reunited with his child after a 2-year custody battle, while singer Simi celebrates her daughter Dija's 5th birthday with a touching tribute shared online. And finally, in sports, Team FCT finished 8th with 39 medals at the 2025 National Sport Festival, improving slightly from their previous ranking, while Delta State maintained its dominance by topping the medal table with 337 medals, and Ogun State was praised for successfully hosting the festival, which showcased Nigerians' talent from across the nation. Stay with us for more exciting lineup of programs and updates. I'm Bridget James. Thank you for watching. Goodbye for now.